Hey, what's up, buddy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
All right, sweet.
Hold on, I gotta send. Some people don't want me to send them the link. Hold on. Saturday. Um, call is live. Clients. Oh, paste. Let's just say, client save. Kansas, Chance, Connor, Craig, Daryl, Alana, Jay, Jeff, Karina, Richard. Okay.
What is it?
Uh,
Good.
what are you out in the where you at?
I'm out the lake. Oh
Nice.
well, yeah, yeah. I'm out here fishing, doing some cat fishing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Is that mustache new? You look different.
It it is. Yeah, I went baby face there for a while. I shaved it off and then I
Right.
decided to grow the mustache out and
I love
yeah.
it.
Superstar variety, but you
Um,
probably knew that.
um,
Not interested. Oh,
Craig, you like a porn star.
yeah, right?
Yeah, I said it. I said it. I'll damn say it. Look. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ron Jeremy. I'm just messing with you. All love. I'm glad to see you back, bro.
I'm glad to be back, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. JR, coach.
What's up,
Second coach.
son?
What's up, man?
Dylan. I was just writing you back. I was gonna Desiree, I was gonna say I don't think there was a password. I'm not sure what happened.
Okay, the first link for some reason that I got text to me asked for a passcode, but then I went into Instagram and that one was fine, so
already or something?
figured it out.
All
Yeah,
right.
I got my text. It said call us live, and I got the link. So
Yeah, I forgot to send it in the first one, so we'll get there.
it's all
What do we
good.
got going on? What do we got going on? Yeah, I love the mustache, bro. You're looking good, man.
Thanks, brother.
Outgrowth from merging.
Stay out of California.
What's that? Yeah, right.
Stay out of Cali. Yeah.
He looks like. Have you watched the movie Boogie Nights?
Yes, sir. You know I
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
You shall use these
Michael's
traits,
here.
since you know
Luke's
it's
here. Daryl's here.
the fear Lord created. I, Johnny
A couple
Cage,
more minutes.
sure that Earth realm will be safe from harm. You have my word on it.
What are you watching over there?
Who, me?
Oh.
Who?
I think you. I think your TV's going right.
Mortal Kombat. I'm sorry.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Let me tell you. You know what came out, so I watched the animation. Me and my son.
Oh, nice.
I'm watching Scorpion's version.
Um, I watched Obsession the other night. Has anyone seen that yet?
Session. What's that
Uh,
about?
it's this guy who's obsessed with some chick, and he's like well, I guess she's the one that becomes obsessed. But long story short, she's like they're like best friends. She's not into him. He like gets really upset about it, and he finds this thing. She had lost a necklace with a stone on it, which is funny because I wear the same stone around my neck. And he goes to this like store, like it's like a crystal shop and stuff, and they have all this woo stuff. And
Have all this.
he finds this thing called the One Wish Willow, and when you break it in half and you make a wish, um, it comes true. And he wished that she would become obsessed with him, and she like gets put into this trance and becomes obsessed with him, but it's like really like intense, and it's almost like spirit, or I'm sorry, it's almost like it's almost like she gets possessed basically, and all this crazy shit happens. It's gory, it's fun, it's exciting, it's funny, it's a great movie, so I
Sounds
recommend
like a horror. Okay.
it. It's a horror movie. It's
Yeah. I
that's
love horror movies too.
all
Yeah.
I watch.
Okay.
Give it a couple more minutes. And real quick, we'll start going around. And where is everyone? It's only dudes today too. That's weird. It's weird. And you coach females mostly, don't you, Desiree? Or is that am I right?
Yeah, I would say 90% are females. I do coach some males, but 90% are females.
Well, it's usually half and half. I don't know where everyone is. Um, so let's go around and get some wins real quick. Michael, anything good from this week? Tell me something good.
My daughter won states.
Nice.
You know, stay able to stick with the diet. Dropped a bunch of weight. I'm the lightest I've been in probably 5 years.
Hell yeah, brother.
Well,
Hell yeah, brother. Good
Weight's
job, man.
dropping off good.
Yeah, I was a little nervous at first, and then we made a couple.
Yeah, I know you were.
I,
So
I
was
was like,
I.
oh shit, what's
I'm
going
like,
on
it
with
was
this
like
guy?
on plateau for a while, and I
Yeah,
was
then
like, all of a sudden it broke again. So
Yeah, we made some adjustments, and life is good. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, and just keep at it. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing great.
thanks.
Love to hear it. Love to see it. Hey, let's do a question of the day too, since there's not a big group.
Yeah.
I had one already. Where was it? I had something. Hold on, what was it? Chaotic thing. Sorry, I had it and I totally forgot. Biggest friend, traumatic things. It gave me like 200 of these things. Hold on. I give up. What's your favorite documentary?
Oh. Hmm. I don't watch a lot of documentaries. I don't watch a lot of TV, man. You know my work schedule.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's true.
I mean, mostly if I watch TV or something, it's usually like a Netflix movie with the wife, or uh, every now and again I'll watch something like the History Channel or whatever.
Well, what's your
So,
favorite subject when you watch the History Channel? What interests you?
um, it's usually like whatever's on. I just I catch like as far as history, my favorite subject. I don't know. I like medieval times a lot, like the
Okay.
medieval era. You know,
Okay.
Knights of the Round Table.
Okay.
That type of stuff.
That works. That works. All right. Daryl, how you doing, brother?
I'm all right, just having some lunch.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. You're eating some food. That's good. Hopefully it's not what was that one? You were eating a lot of Taco Bell that one time.
Dude, I didn't have that much Taco Bell,
It
bro.
was a
I
big
had to like,
order, bro. It was a big order. I remember I was like, that's a lot of money to spend at Taco Bell.
all
Yeah,
right, all
that's
right.
good shit. No, I'm just fucking with you. Listen, share me one win from this week and then tell me one of your favorite documentaries of all time.
Well, the win still is gonna definitely be that I saved I still have my car. It didn't get fully stolen, and my girlfriend knew a body shop that saved me like $1,500 on the repair
Fuck yeah, man.
because they wanted dude, the stupid dealership freaking. They wanted $2,400 just to fix the plastic part underneath the steering wheel where the ignition goes in. I'm like, I'm not paying that.
Yeah.
That's stupid. So
So they tried to steal your car and they just didn't get it.
yeah, I went to it in the morning and then I looked at it, I'm like, oh, this clearly got broken into. Thankfully, they didn't like take anything. I literally had like nothing of any value in the car. And then they broke the plastic part underneath that holds like the ignition and the wiring to like the turn signal and the windshield wipers.
Yeah.
So they're trying to hotwire it, and thankfully they didn't. But I literally had no idea that Kias are like super easy to break into. So I was like, I mean, I literally had no knowledge of it.
Now you know.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Glad to hear you save some money. It's always good when we have some good connections.
yeah.
Tell me your favorite documentary.
Hmm. Damn.
If you
I don't
don't
know,
have one, you
man.
can give me a TV show.
All right, documentaries. I don't know. There's some really controversial ones, but I'm not gonna bring them up right now.
No, let's hear it.
Uh,
That's what I want.
no, man, they're way too controversial.
Okay.
Um, TV show. I don't really watch a lot of TV either like that, but I listen to like a lot of podcasts
Okay.
and
What do you
stuff
got?
more so. I mean, fuck, some of my stuff's too spicy there too, man. Maybe I don't know. Shit, a TV show that I really liked. I mean, Breaking Bad was cool, but it's been a
That,
while since I watched that.
yeah, that was actually for some reason in my head when I asked you that question. That was one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Well, that
Yeah.
works.
All
That
right.
works.
Yeah.
All right, Chance, one win. What's your favorite documentary? I know someone here watches good documentaries.
One win. Sobriety. I've been maintaining. It's been a trip with everything with divorce, going to court, work, trying to maintain, trying to balance. I'm able to maintain my sobriety because I have those triggers and I have those moments of stress and ass kickers.
Yeah,
Um, that's about it. Far as that, the win is just being sober,
yeah,
maintaining all that because it's a lot.
yeah.
I share with y'all. I'll be up 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. And for me, after work, being a truck driver, running trucks and running the plant, you get off of work and sometimes the decompression is to go to get that bottle
Yeah.
just to relax. So for me, the win is I'm maintaining and being sober. As far as my win, I'm sorry. As far as my documentary, it's got to be my guy Chris Hansen, True Blue.
Oh
I'm,
God.
I'm on that shit, man. That
Yeah.
is my dude. You
You
know.
know, I just watched a documentary on To Catch a Predator. It was about the show and
Yeah,
how like the one guy that ended up killing himself, like I guess derailed the whole show.
yeah.
Um, and that was pretty wild. That was a pretty
But
wild documentary.
he's been in Harford County, Maryland
Yeah.
recently, and some lady thought it was ice and
Oh my
dropped
God.
a dime and made a whole situation where reality it was a whole child predator sting,
Okay.
and they got in her ass about you pushing out misinformation
Yeah.
and warning people when they were doing this thing on these
Uh,
perverts. So I will say my documentary. I watched Chris Hansen a lot. It's entertaining. It's sad. It's fucked up.
yeah.
But I don't feel nothing because they tell them who they are and they just still do it. But
Yeah.
definitely, that'll be my show right now.
I love it. I love it. All right. Craig, with your new mustache, tell me one win for the week and tell me your favorite documentary.
All right. One win for the week is being as I moved back to my hometown. I lost my gym membership at the other, in the other county.
Yeah.
And so yesterday I got myself another gym membership, and it's got better. It doesn't have as many perks, but it's open 24/7, and I can come and go as I please, and I don't have to wait for it to open before I go to work and things.
Yeah.
So, and it's cheaper. So, I went in yesterday and got a nice little lower leg workout. Started to tweak my back a little bit, but I dropped the weight as soon as it started acting funny, and then I just I went through the rest of my workout exercises the best I could before my phone died. But anyway, gym
Oh,
membership, getting my gym membership going again.
nice.
And then a documentary. I don't know the name of it, but there's a documentary that talks about how mental health patients and addicts and alcoholics were treated back in the early 1900s and before. Like they were talking about a lot of times people thought you were demon possessed, and
Yeah.
so they literally would drill a hole in your head
Yeah.
to
I heard
let the
about that.
demon to escape, let the demons escape.
Yeah.
And then like at these mental wards, people were being waterboarded, and they were inducing seizures on people. They were doing a lot of wild stuff to us now, man, just to realize later, 50 years down the road, like, oh, they need 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so they were doing some really wild stuff to people, man. And that was a pretty interesting documentary. And then I guess a TV show would be, because I don't really watch a lot of documentaries, but a TV show would be The Vikings with
Okay.
Ragnar Lothbrok. It's
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, I think it is.
A few people
There's
have
several
recommended.
different video movies called or TV shows called The Viking, but this one has Ragnar Lothbrok and Rollo and Ivor
Yeah.
the Boneless. And when I binge watched that show, and I don't watch TV like that, so when I finished that TV series, I was like, "What do I do with my life
Yeah,
now?"
I know. I know it sucks, man. I tell you, I like it took me so long to get into Game of Thrones, and I tried to avoid it at all costs. I was like, yeah, this is stupid. I don't like these like period dramas. It's not my thing. And I dated like three girls in a row that were like obsessed, and like finally one of them's like, listen, just fucking give one season a chance. Just watch the whole thing. And I was hooked. And I went through that whole thing so quickly. And then when it was all done, I'm like, man, what the hell do I do with my life now? Like I have to find something else to watch, but I get it, man. Too bad I don't have enough time anymore to really binge watch TV. I guess I'm getting old because I can't even stay awake to watch TV anymore. Every time I sit lay down in bed to watch TV, I end up falling asleep. So can't even get through the whole movie. But all right, cool. I'm gonna leave Chris and Connor. They got their cameras off. I'll leave them alone, and we gotta get moving anyway. But yeah. So Desiree, I met on the on Instagram and I saw that she was sober. She's got quite some time in sobriety and she's also a wellness coach, so I thought it would be a perfect fit for her to share her story. And you're okay with me recording this? Is that all
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And I'll send
100%.
you I'll send you the video if you want to chop it up, maybe make some content out of it, whatever you want to do. And then all the other my other clients who can't make it, I like to give them the opportunity to watch it at a later date. So cool.
Awesome.
All right, take it over. It's all you. Thank you, and thank you so much for being here, by the way.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you, JR. Honestly, whenever part of being sober for me, whenever I get asked to share my story or opportunity to help anybody, the answer is always going to be yes, if I'm available, right? And so I'm honored to be able to be here. Can I just ask a couple questions before I get started? Because it
Yeah.
will really help me to get to know just the audience that I'm speaking to. And so like Craig, Chance, Michael, Daryl, any, Chris, even the people just listening in that don't have their cameras on, Connor, John. Could you guys kind of just give me kind of where you're at in your sobriety? Do we have people in this room that are like, in the first 30 days, or do we have people in their first year? I want to get a good understanding because that'll help me to where do I focus on as far as sharing my story.
Well, I'll say for me, like, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say the first year. I've been
Okay.
up and down throughout the years, getting sober, not drinking. But since dealing with JR October,
Okay.
I would give it a year, to be honest. So for
Awesome.
me, it's just a refresher, but also not a refresher, but a new beginning. Cause it's like you're going back and forth and trying to get your life together. It's always that teeter-totter kind of situation. So yeah, that's me being very open to you guys. But yeah, I would say 1 year, maybe a few months. But yeah.
Thank you so much. Couple other people, I'd just love to get an idea. Michael, Craig, Daryl.
So for me, I would say beer. I stopped drinking in 2016. Liquor was February when I linked up with JR, and hard drugs, I'd say like 2017, 18.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's been off drugs for a long time. It's kind of stuck with liquor and tobacco, and I still chew tobacco. It's one of the things that, I way less now, JR, by the way, but I haven't been able to kick it all the way. Um, you know, but still a lot better.
Yeah.
Liquor, nothing at all. Was a big whiskey drinker, and I mean, you can ask my wife. She's sitting right next to me here. That I would every weekend. I'd probably drink a bottle a week. So now to go to nothing and, pretty much just water and a little bit of Celsius here and there.
Awesome.
That's it.
Thank you. Awesome job. Thank you so much for sharing that. What about you, Craig?
Yeah, so I'm actually still currently drinking and smoking weed. I recently went through a breakup where I decided to leave my girlfriend, which meant I needed to leave and put me in a housing emergency. So, but everything is chill out, and now like I've kind of messed up and went back to drinking after about 6 months of sobriety and clean time. Just been drinking to like go to sleep and to relax, like smoke a little weed to just like slow my mind down, to like, stop from thinking about things. And um, but yeah, ultimately I know that I need to lay it down, and so I'm just not going off the deep end with it, but just trying maintaining right now, which I
Yeah.
know is not necessarily healthy, but just trying to start somewhere, and it's kind of embarrassing to say, but that's just the truth. And I'm working through some stuff and needing to do some deep inner work that I'm dreading to do. And but it's necessary, and I know I've done it so many other times. I've, like a phoenix rise from the ashes, like, but it has to all burn down first,
Mm.
and that's not a pretty process. So that's kind of where I'm at, just being transformed, and I really need to just lay it down eventually. Kind of struggling with it, honestly, to just quit it altogether, because I know I started with JR back in October, and I was sober but stuck, and he helped me out with a lot of things, and I got some momentum going, and life just happened and overwhelmed me, and I kind of just tapped out for a second, So, but anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with it. We're looking to get back on the ball as soon as possible, and just really get locked in right now. I'm just trying to survive, really just maintaining right now. So that's
Can,
where I'm
can,
at.
can I just say something to Craig, guys?
Yeah.
You guys, I don't know what it is, but I've been thinking about you, man, and I've been prayed about you, and I'm glad you're back, and you've been on my mind. I don't know what it is, but I've been really, I know sometimes you communicate, you reach out, and we do our group, but I've been thinking about you, dude, like for real.
Isn't that
And
crazy how
so
that works?
I done prayed about you. I done thought about you. I done reached out. I done, when you shared what you was going through before, I acknowledge your message. I know we work through our group app, but yeah, man. So you going through some stuff. I go through some stuff too. But Craig, I feel you, and you're not alone. I appreciate you. I'm thinking about you, and I really genuinely pray about you. Even Robin, where's Robin at? Because she's also
She went to the hospital. She has some girl problems.
okay.
That's all I'm going to say. So
But she's another one. It's like I
yeah,
really take my group, I take you guys seriously, even though I'm
yeah.
going through my work and myself. But I really do pray for you all. I think about you all highly, and I do appreciate you. So Craig, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to see your face and your mustache. Hey, hey, that's just me being the big brother or the little brother, how you want to say it. That's all. So that's really dope that you're here, and so I just want to say that and just chime in. But I'm glad you're back, bro. Like seriously. And I think JR's been a good dude. He's been a solid dude. He's been a real one. And I appreciate all he's doing for us and the community we have. And I know that you are working very hard and you were trying to push and you are pushing and you're still not done. So I just want to just say that to you. I'm here and I appreciate you all.
Mm.
Oh yeah, bro. I love.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chance. I appreciate that.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you, Craig. Thanks for your vulnerability. And it made me think, after you spoke, I don't think anybody here can say they've done anything alone in their life, that anything we've ever accomplished, it's been with other people, along the journey. So thanks for showing up. What about Connor? I saw you turn on your do you want to share a little bit how long you've been sober?
Yeah, I got sober in October, kind of off and on, and then by the 31st of October, I got a tattoo and I decided to just quit everything. And then I got this little eagle tattoo on my arm. I don't know if you can see it. I can't ever turn this filter off. I don't know why.
I'm going to walk you through that. Every time we talk about that, I'll walk you through. I'll send you a video. To show you how to
Okay,
do
because
that.
I'm like, oh, this dang purple filter. But yeah, so ever since then, and then just been, kind of like just working this process with with JR, and the very first thing that I did when I got signed up with the thing or with his program was he sent me a bunch of free tips and tricks and like a list, a checklist kind of thing, and that really started my sober journey because I was like, I can work off a list, I can do a list, you know.
Wow.
So yeah, but since then I've just been some days I just hard knuckle it and just hold as tight as I can, and even if I can't do anything, I just hold like rah. But
Go lift heavy weights.
yeah, and then I just go work out if I can.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate
yeah.
that. Daryl, did you want to share real quick? Just
Yeah. Let me see my day count. 354 days
let's
of
go.
sobriety.
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
So 11 days for my 1 year. So I'm excited about that.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
We're gonna throw you a virtual party.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. It's just kind of a thing too, where I feel like, man, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I drank a lot. I smoked a lot of weed, and I mean, sometimes I miss weed a little bit, but like, I just know if I start weed again, I'm like start my day count over, or I know I'm just like not gonna. It's not gonna just be like, oh, I can smoke at a concert and like stop. I'll want to like smoke the next day or something. So that's kind of like where my mindset's at, and I don't know. And then as far as booze, I feel like being 1 year sober, and this is like the first time I've been sober this long for like probably since I was like 14 or 15. I'm 32.
Mm.
And like going to the gym and really getting like a meal prep down and like feeling stronger and everything about myself and feeling like more confident and like more optimistic about things. You know, I still struggle with certain things, but I feel like I've gained a lot out of not only this program but AA. I just feel like, I don't know, part of me just goes like, why did I even fucking drink in the first place?
Mm.
Like honestly, like I should have just been focused way more on like, I don't know, maybe it was, I feel like it's one of those things where I didn't have a lot of direction like in life in general, and maybe there wasn't like a website or a workout plan that I had before, but like having this that I go to every day to like, you know, look at my workout, look at my step count, look at, you know, my gratitude list and everything like that. Like, man, it it gives me like a direction every day, you know? So yeah, and then yeah, and I just kind of been thinking that lately. I'm like, why did I like put myself through this?
Well,
You know?
don't beat yourself up over that, because those moments and those things that we do really mold the person we are today. And there's a reason why you probably went through all that, and there's a reason why you're here now. And it's all about divine timing, as they say. So you're where you're supposed to be. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and life is good, and you're doing great, and you're kicking ass, and keep moving forward.
Yeah, no, and then with that, man, I can just with the working out, like, lost like 15 pounds pretty much through this, and just like started to see my stomach go down, like, not, you know, not like crazy, but like my top two abs are coming in. I feel a lot stronger at the gym.
Oh yeah.
So just all that, I just feel so much better with it, you know? So yeah, I would say, dude, I'm not like, again, with AA and this combined, it's helped me out tremendously in life.
Love that.
So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys all just sharing a little bit. I mean, honestly, anytime I get to listen to anyone else, I feel like there's something we can learn from everybody. I think too, just, JR hearing about what you're doing for creating the structure for them, it's really inspiring. So thank you for the work that you're doing. So I'm going to just share a little bit, a piece of my story, and hopefully I can help and inspire and bring you guys hope. And so I have 16 years of sobriety, actually, as of last month. And which I'm every single day very proud of that, because life could have looked very different for me, and it did for a very long time. I grew up in a family of 5 kids. I had 5 siblings, and I would say from a very young age, I just didn't really know what my role was, what my part was, what was special about me. I really felt like I was lost in the mix of these kids, and I could see my sister's strength and my brother's strengths, and I just saw their way of getting attention, and I really felt like I was just lost in this group of kids. And when I took my first drink at the age of 13, it was my answer at that point, because it was for the first time in my life that I felt comfortable in my skin, and that I felt like I could just be Desiree and relax and say what was really on my mind. And because I was never taught how to communicate in my family, alcohol was my first way of being able to say what was on my mind. Um, but I started drinking so young that I will say I knew I was an alcoholic by my junior year of high school. And I wanted to quit drinking, but I couldn't. I could see that the way I drank was so different from my friends. We all like to party, but I was someone that I could never just have 1 or 2 drinks and stop. I drank until I blacked out or passed out, and I got sloppy and obviously caused a lot of trouble. Went on to college, moved to a different state, ended up getting into a lot of trouble, arrested multiple times, fired from my job. And this whole time, and I'm sure we can all relate to this, because I think every alcoholic I run into kind of goes through a stage in their life where they try all these different things to try to keep alcohol in their life. Like, oh, maybe I just need to drink on the weekends. Maybe I just need to only drink beer. Maybe I just need to not have this specific thing. I tried everything and I exhausted everything until I truly realized I can't drink. Like, I cannot drink. I need to quit drinking, but I couldn't. And so I'm going to share a little story of how I got sober that to this day, like, I'm so thankful. And it reminds me of just being in this room with, with you guys, that if it wasn't for someone else coming into my life, I don't know if I would have ever gotten that miracle. But I was a bartender. I was 28 years old, and I was at the depths of feeling like I hated who I was. I didn't even want to live anymore. I was a shadow of the person that I felt I truly was, and I didn't know how to find her. It was 11 o'clock at night, and a guy walks into the bar and he ordered a 7-Up. And my alcoholic brain thought, there's no way this guy wants to order a 7-Up. I'll put vodka in his 7-Up. So I put vodka in his 7-Up and I served it to him. And as he's taking a drink, he's talking to the guy next to him, and he said that he'd been sober for 7 years. And so I like grabbed the drink and like pulled it away from him, and I said, I put vodka in your 7-Up. And of course, he's sober, right? He has a clear mind. He thinks, he's like, who the hell would put vodka in a 7-Up? Like, so he's just like, you have to be joking. And I was like, no, honestly, I thought I was doing you a favor by putting alcohol in your drink. Like, maybe you couldn't afford it. And I was like, here, I'll just give him some free alcohol. So at that moment, he had my attention, because before I heard that he was sober, I acknowledged this person was a very warm, joyful. And as he began to talk, he started to share about his life. And I saw for the first time, because I honestly, I don't know. I think it's, JR, you can probably speak to this a little bit. It's much more popular now to be sober. Like 16 years ago, I didn't know one person in my life that was sober. Like, if you didn't drink, you almost were like an idiot, like stupid, like, and maybe you guys get that in the crowds you're in too. Maybe I'm so far removed from that crowd that I just don't feel it as much. But this was the first person I ever met in my life that first they were sober. I was kind of like, wow, he really hasn't drank in 7 years. He was happy. He had a peace about him. And he he ended up taking me to my very first meeting the next day. And it was through Alcoholics Anonymous and God's timing, because I had been to AA meetings when I got Dewey's, right? Go to an AA meeting, and it was just like, yeah, right. I'm sitting in this room with these idiots. Like, I don't even want to be here. But it was perfect timing that I got sober through the rooms of AA. And I spent the first 10 years of my sobriety in AA. And it truly walked me through growing up and becoming an adult, right? And a responsible adult. I remember the first time, especially that first year of sobriety, extremely difficult. I remember the first time realizing like I had power over my emotions. Like I just thought like if I felt something, I feel it, and I let everybody know, and I can't change it. And so that's like what brought me into sobriety. I will tell you a few things that have kept me. Obviously, getting sober. I think we have all, if you've been sober long enough, you have that where you wake up to reality, like seeing trees for the first time, fresh air, and being like, holy shit, like this world we live in is beautiful. Having that inner peace where you don't have anything you have to worry about because you're living your life with a clear conscience, right? And you're not, I mean, I can't even tell you how much the stuff I did that was carrying heavy on me for years. I had a lot of amends to make. I think it was through those amends that gave me the opportunity to stay sober. I did a lot of work. And then I'll tell you, 2 years into sobriety, I walked into a meeting. I saw the guy that brought me to my first meeting. We would keep in touch, but we lived 2 hours apart from each other. And so it wasn't like we would see each other, it'd be a text here and there. I probably hadn't talked to him maybe in 6 months, maybe. And I walked into a meeting, I sat down right behind him because I walked in a few minutes late. And you know how most AA meetings will say, if you're in your first 30 days of sobriety, introduce yourself by your first name only. He introduced himself by his first name only. And in my head, I knew he should have had 9 years. And he had 30 days. And I believe that was God's way of saying, Desiree, you will never get to this point that you are too far away or too good to go to your next drink. And so he used this guy in my life twice. And I got chills from that moment because I knew I was supposed to be in that meeting because I looked up to this man. I thought he was just like everything that he was sober that long. And then I also saw, man, if you don't stay on your shit, that could be you too. And so I really, from that point on, was like, I never want to forget where I came from. I never want to forget why I'm staying sober. And so that at that same time, I started to, and it sounds like JR, you've done something similar, but there was a point in my life, you give up alcohol, right? I know for me, I thought, oh, I'll quit drinking and everything is going to be so much better. It helped some things, but what it did was made me very aware of alcohol was just a symptom of my problem, and I had a shit ton to work on. And I actually had the real problem was there. And so I really got fired up about finding out why did I turn to alcohol in the first place? What was I running from? What was so bad that I could not handle, right? And I couldn't answer that question. But I didn't get that far until I saw myself wanting to turn to another addiction. And for me, it was food. And I got pissed off when I saw, I thought to myself, I'm not going to work my ass off to not drink, to then turn to food. And that's what fired me up to be like, I'm going to get to work. I'm going to get to the bottom of this because I'm not going to live this life. I got one life to live. I'm not going to live it transferring from addiction to addiction. I want to figure out what is at the root of my issue. So I kind of went on this long journey to help myself and figure out what it was. And I got to that core issue, which was really cool to kind of see how it all started and played out and why alcohol was my answer. And then do a lot of healing around that. And then I had this desire to start being able to help other people that have been in similar places with me than I had been. So, there was a point in my life too, I will say, that I lived my life so a little bit fragmented. Like this, I'm sober Desiree, and this is my sobriety, this is my AA. And it took me many, many years to realize everything in AA applied to my entire life. And when I applied the principles of AA to my entire life, and honestly, my health and fitness, that is when everything changed for me. I was like, why didn't I think of this before? And that I ended up losing 65 pounds, completely transformed my body. And now I work with individuals, similar to what JR does, where, they come along, obviously broken. A lot of women that I'm working with, they wake up in a body they no longer recognize. A lot of them have dedicated their lives to their family, their jobs, and they're just like, holy shit, like I look in the mirror and I don't recognize myself. And so I now get to come alongside them and help them take back their life. And really I would say my one desire, and I feel like the story that God continues to put on my heart, is that we have one life to live. We have one body we have been given. And I want to maximize it to the best of my ability. And the only way I can ever do that is by first taking care of myself. And I think you guys can all relate. Daryl, you're at the gym right now, it looks like, working out. Are you? No? Well, I thought maybe because you had your headphones on, you are.
No,
Anyway.
no, I'm actually at work, but yeah, you can go on.
Okay, whatever. You should have just said, yeah, I am. I feel like, man, I continue down this path of wellness, of sobriety, of fitness, and you hit these spots where you're like, holy shit, I had no idea I could feel this good. And you literally feel like you hit a new level in life. And I tell you what, you keep going and it happens again, and it happens again, and it happens again. And you're just like, now you can keep hitting these different levels that you never realized were possible, where now you could probably say, Desiree, you're addicted to bettering yourself because you love the feeling of how good you can feel when you're alive. And I'm okay with that, right? I probably have to have some sort of addiction. And over the years, I've seen myself go into different spaces. There was a time I was very addicted to Diet Coke, and I just let myself drink as many Diet Cokes as fucking possible until it was like, well, this is not working for me. But yeah, that's my story. I will say that AA gave me my life back, taught me how to be someone that could contribute to society. My children, I have 3 teenagers. None of them have ever seen me drink. My husband has never seen me drink. And my husband to this day he's so naive to, you guys probably all have people in your life that they're not alcoholics, so they don't understand the alcoholic brain. Like he thinks he'll come up with these ideas and he'll be like, oh, maybe on your 50th birthday you could drink. And I'm like, yeah, and then I'll go cheat on you right after that. And then he's like, okay, I get it. Because he's never seen me drink. So it's just kind of funny how they don't get it. So I'm really proud to say that now I'm a mother that can be trusted. I mean, there was a time in my life no one would have given me their kids to watch. And I have 3 teenagers that are getting good grades, that are amazing kids, that are honestly, they're so good that I'm just like, holy shit, like I'm just waiting for something to happen. And so thank you so much, JR, for inviting me on. It's really an honor just to be here with each of you guys and share a little bit of my story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's funny because our stories, they're very similar. I worked in nightlife, and that was a big reason for my deep dive into drugs and alcoholism. But how long were you like sober, not drinking, until you decided that it was really time to dig into like self-development?
I think when I got, it's hard to say, because when I first went to AA, and it did take me a little bit to find my meeting, right? Because there's some weird
Yeah.
meetings out there.
Yeah.
And for me, it was women's meetings. And I found a sponsor probably within my first month of sobriety. And honestly, she was a cute older blonde. And she told a story about peeing her bed when she was so drunk. And I was like, dude, that was me, you know? And she changed my life. And we dug into stuff right away. So there was like all these parts, and you almost feel it's the onion layer, right? You work
Yeah.
on stuff, you think you got it, and then you're like, oh, there's all this over here, you know? So it's been an onion layer. But I would say I started to work on stuff right away. I mean, I changed everything. I quit my job. I moved back in with my parents when I was like 28 years old. You know, I had lost all my friends, obviously. I had to start fresh. I had zero money. I had nothing in my bank account, you know.
It's yeah, because for me it was like I spent a year at AA, and really all I focused on was just not drinking. That was like the whole goal was I'm not going to drink.
Yeah.
And then I realized that my life I was still depressed. I was still, just I knew that I was meant for more. I was still making bad decisions. And just like you said, how we take one addiction and trade it for another, mine became food and women. And I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was, cheating on her, and she would catch me and take me back and catch me and take me back. And all, and actually the girl is now my best friend. And, she was a big reason why I've changed my life. But she kicked me out of her fucking house. And that was like the moment where I was like, okay, you need way more than just going to AA and not drinking. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to get in touch with my spiritual side, which I had been avoiding in AA. I'm going to now get in the best shape of my life, and I'm going to eat healthy for the first time in my life, because I worked out plenty in my life. I've done tons of steroids. I've been fucking gigantic. I've been bench pressing 435 pounds, but I had never been like fit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna pray every day on my knees, like my sponsor told me, which I never did. I'm going to go to the gym every day, and I'm going to eat healthy. And those were kind of the first things. And then I started adapting different habits and routines into my life, my morning routine, and everything came together. But I that's why I started doing this, is because I feel like getting in shape and getting fit and eating healthy was the pillar of all my success that came after I gave up drinking. And I just that I can't tell people more. I'm like, one of the first things I say, get in the best shape of your life. And things just seem to start falling into place after that, because you're obviously releasing dopamine and serotonin, and you're having new habits and routines in your
Yeah.
life. Confidence
Yeah.
level goes up. Everything, from there gets better. But yeah, Diet Coke is my biggest thing right now.
And
So
it's okay. Don't
yeah,
worry about it.
no,
Like
no,
I don't do that to shame
no,
anybody. Like,
no. I
believe
just
me.
laughed when you said that, because I'm like literally all my friends share me all the Diet Coke memes all day. Like people sent me one the other day that said, if you if you had to guess who's gonna drink a Diet Coke next and you had $1 million, who would you choose, or some crazy shit like that. But
Yeah.
I almost bought a Diet Coke jacket the other day. It's crazy. So that's funny that you said that. I love
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
no, that was awesome. And God, 15 years, that's a long time. But the good thing
16,
is,
16,
yeah,
16.
I was 16. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and it's good that you figure that out at a young age, and we're able to, you know, kind of, I mean, younger than me. I was 36, I think, when I finally got my shit together. Were you
Yeah.
28 when you stopped?
I was, but
Okay.
when you think about it, I knew I was an alcoholic when I was 17, and it
Yeah.
took
So it
me
took a while.
11 years, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't even realize they're an alcoholic, right? For
Yeah.
so long. Um, and I just knew. I was like, dude,
This isn't
nobody,
right.
yeah, this isn't right.
And I liked what you said about the finding that alcohol is truly just a symptom of something deeper.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you that, like, I've been sober for I'm going on I'm 7 years now, and within the last year, I think I finally figured it out. And it took all this self-development and deep work on myself, and really understanding why I've done the things I did. And it really came down to like just some childhood trauma and self-esteem, and thinking everyone hates me, and thinking that, and some of it, I won't get into all the details, but my mom, the way she raised me and the things she said and the things the way she acted towards me, I felt like no one loved me. So drinking for me was A, giving me a community of people that liked to do the same thing, and B, when I was drunk, JR, I was the fucking life of the party, and everyone thought I was the coolest fucking dude in town. So that was like how I loosened up and felt confident, and like,
Yeah.
so it was all about my self-esteem. And finally now finding out like it doesn't fucking matter what people think of me. I don't give a shit anymore,
Mhm.
and I'm happy who I am, and I'm happy in the skin, and life is good. But um, does anyone want to ask a question? Does anyone have anything for Desiree? Anyone got comments, concerns, or anything like that? And anything you want to talk about?
I don't have any questions, but it's just really awesome to hear your story, and it's cool to know that you stuck with it that long and kind of had the same thought. It was like, am I ever gonna be like, like that like sober dad that is at that point? So it's cool that you got there and that that there is that stretch, and I'm like looking forward to it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
yeah,
Craig?
you're welcome.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering. So I had 11 years once, and what helped me was the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous as well. I did the work, followed the steps, and I remember writing down my inventory, and like it was a lot. I had like a birthday cake of paper of all the resentments and fears and harms to others.
Yeah.
And I remember writing on it some and just getting to the point where I was like, I got to take a break. I can't focus on this anymore.
Hmm.
And I got it all written down eventually. We went through it. It was great. Wound up getting a lot of good insight and a good connection with my sponsor. Over the years, though, I have continued to work the 12 steps, and especially right now, it is requiring me to look into the deep, dark basement of my life. And that causes me so much anxiety and so much fear and so much anger. And I just kind of don't like, how did you cope with the process of doing that shadow work? Like, how did you address the stuff that you knew was painful and hurtful? How did you cope with those things without alcohol or drugs?
I mean, I don't want to be cliche or anything, but honestly, 1 minute at a time sometimes. They say like one day at a time, and sometimes it was like moments at a time. And I think it was smart of you to know like when you need to pull back, because I think if we start to think we're going to fix it all, like that's overwhelming. And honestly, we don't really fix any of it, right? All we can do is make the amends, and whatever the other person wants to do, that's on them. And so, yeah, I will say it gets a lot easier as the years go on, because we start to learn better ways to take care of ourselves, and we start to identify the triggers that start to lead us in those directions, and we break the habits. And so before I even know that this specific thing is gonna like could throw me over the edge, like I'm prepared for that now, where before I was oblivious to what was throwing me over the edge, or it was always someone else's fault, right? There was no responsibility on my end. That asshole did this. And I think there's just been some powerful things like in AA that has helped me. I remember just when they said every single situation in your life, you have responsibility in it, no matter what it is. I loved that because it gave me my power back and my control. And I then started to kind of strategize of like, okay, if I'm so pissed about this, what is the one thing I can take responsibility for this in this? And it really started to open my eyes to see how much stuff I could take responsibility for, instead of looking at what other people were doing and just trying to keep my side of the road clean. And when I continue to clean up my side of the road, like I continue to fall, I would just start to really fall in love with the person I was and like who I was, where those other things didn't matter as much because I was so confident in who I was because of how I was living my life.
Know that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's and I try to tell people that all the time where it's like if you really stop and you think about it, all these I can there's maybe some very small situations, but I think for the most part, everything bad that happens in your life always goes back to some kind of decision that you made that probably wasn't the best decision. You know, you can sit there and blame others for everything that happened. And for me, I'm going to give you one quick example. There, when I was drunk and on cocaine, I caught my ex-girlfriend. Literally, I thought she wasn't home. I went into her house. I was going to wait for her to get home. Turns out she was having sex with another dude in the bedroom. I heard it. I broke the door down and I beat the shit out of the guy. I ended up getting charged with 2 counts of. I pushed her on the way out as well. I got charged with 2 counts of It was burglary with 2 counts of battery, up to life in prison sentence, 2 felonies, and I held on to resenting that girl for the longest time. And then as I started doing the work and I started thinking, I'm like, okay, you know, I saw all the signs that I should have gotten rid of that girl long before that happened. And two, I'm the one that went into her fucking house when I should have never went into her fucking house. I was the one fucking drunk as fuck. I was the one high in cocaine. And I'm the one that did it, even though she cheated on me. No, you know, that's just that's a small piece of the pie, but I created that whole situation. And I think in life, everyone sometimes doesn't realize that, hey, you're the reason this happened. There was something you could have done down the line and made a better decision that would have kept you from making that single bad decision that really brought the house down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Daryl.
Kind of just a question. So I'm assuming you went through the 12 steps, like, and if this is okay to ask, like, what was like your personal like spiritual awakening that they say as a process of the 12 steps?
I mean, I think it's ongoing for me. I do remember the very first time that I felt the inner peace. I remember exactly where I was sitting, and it's an unexplainable feeling of like this inner peace. And it was because, and I feel like maybe I had 2 months of sobriety. It was really early on, but it was a combination of I was doing the work, right? So I was proud of the person I was. I wasn't drinking. And although I had all these reasons to be pissed off because I was jobless, living with my parents, all these things weren't going right, I could still see I was being somebody that I respected for really the first time in my adult life, right? I mean, since I was 13 years old, I did not respect myself. And then from there, I think you continue to have these spiritual awakenings, almost like when I talk about the new levels in life. I think each one of those is an awakening to what this life we're living and why we're even here in the first place. And I also know at the core of that, as I continue to work on myself, now I have a greater impact for everybody else that comes into my life, right? Like I am of no value if I'm not taking care of me. And at the end of the day, I really want to live a life that I feel like I can make an impact with the people that are around me. So I think it's an ongoing spiritual awakening, each day that we get to wake up, I say thank you that I have another day, that I've been given another day.
Okay.
All right. If that's it for, if anyone has any questions, speak now. If not, forever hold your peace. But thank you so much, Desiree, for being here. Honestly, that was awesome. Like, I really enjoyed that, and I think everyone else did. And I'm gonna send it off to everyone in the group because I mean, we have like, there's another 13, 14 of us, but
Awesome.
it's hard to get them all to come, especially on Saturday, big party night. So I was going to say one thing, guys. If you can, I would really like it for you to join. Wednesday's call is going to be with Sarah, and we're going to talk about nutrition. And I know that's something that a lot of us have been talking about, so try to make that call. Again, Desiree, thank you so much. Do you have anything else? Is there anything you want to say? Anything?
I just want to thank you guys for having me here. And I'll be honest, when I first jumped on and I was like, it's all men, like, you
Yeah.
know, it doesn't matter how long you've been sober. I definitely am the oldest I've ever been. I'm 44. I have more confidence than I ever have, but I still can step into rooms and have that like, oh my God, am I going to be able to speak something to this group of men, right? So
Sure.
thank you for listening, and just I'm grateful for each of you guys.
And it's never
Great, thank
like
you.
this. It's usually there's probably usually 4 or 5 other girls that are joining us, but I guess they're all taking a vacation tonight, so who knows. But thank you so much for being here, and I'll send you that recording, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good. Thank
Bye
you.
guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you, JR. Thank you.
Later guys.
Thank you.